Your AI content sounds robotic, and it's not ChatGPT's fault, it's how you're talking to it. I discovered this myself after spending like 3 hours trying to fix one post that I tried to write with ChatGPT. In the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you the exact authenticity test you can take and put your content through it to see how much it screams it was written by ChatGPT. And you will understand why your content gets ignored, and I also will give you the fix how to make your content sound better, like it's your content. When I just started playing with AI, I tried to obviously use it to write content, to write posts, but they all used to sound so fake that I would spend so much time just rewriting it, trying to tweak some parts here and there, and almost like writing completely from scratch myself. I would actually waste more time trying to use ChatGPT rather than I would create the post myself. But I knew that in general AI could help me, it's just I wasn't smart enough, I didn't know how to talk to it properly to make sure that the output wouldn't sound robotic. I went through like a bunch of courses, learnings, consultations to figure out what I was missing, and I built my own systems in terms of not to only teach AI how to sound like you, but also how to write like you, meaning your experience, meaning your unique angle, meaning how you think. AI would think the same way. Here is what most people do. They open ChatGPT and they say, write me a post about marketing. And they get exactly the same type of content that everyone else is publishing, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, landing pages, everywhere. And then everyone is wondering why their content sounds so robotic, why it doesn't bring them followers, why it doesn't bring them leads, why it doesn't bring them anything. And it's not only not bringing you new followers, but it also is hurting your trust with the people who already know you, because they think like you just don't care about the content that you produce, that you don't care about the people who are reading this content because everything is just so clearly AI. However, after I figured out how to create this system, everything just made sense, everything just clicked. That's why right now all my content is written by AI. I barely do any tweaks or like changes, but it's because I spend so much time testing, upgrading the systems that I have, that now know exactly how I think, what I would say, how I would phrase it. So now whenever I need to create any content, it takes me like literally a couple of minutes. And again, all this happened just because I went through like 1,000 mistakes myself, whether it was for my content, whether it was for the startup where I work as a head of marketing, because in there I had to produce like an insane amount of content, because over there I like oversee all the marketing strategies, all the content production, all the landing pages, all the emails, everything. And obviously I was using AI, and the amount of mistakes I did, guys, it was crazy. But right now, because I learned on all those mistakes, I can actually create content that converts and that sounds very authentically. And this is why I developed what I call the Aithentic Method. It's authentic plus AI. And this is actually how I even named my company, the marketing agency that helps to create authentic content with AI. And this method is all about first learning how to talk to ChatGPT in general, and then teaching it how you sound and what you think. Because everyone on the internet right now, I feel like, concentrates on just make AI sound like you, but it's not enough. Even if the post is written in your tone of voice, but the post has absolutely no your personal story, no your unique angle in there, it doesn't matter that it's written in your voice, honestly. And right now I create content that converts using this exact system. That's how I grew 2,000 followers myself in 1 month on Instagram. That's how I got 2.5 million views for my client on a brand new account. This is how I create landing pages that convert this, because I know how to make AI talk like you. But before I show you how to improve your content, let's first check how bad your content actually is. I've created this 5 minutes authenticity test to check how much your content sounds robotic. And it's also because sometimes when you look at your content and when you create content again and again, you don't even understand what's good or what's bad. It can happen. And not everyone will be able to like tell you in comments they would want to tell you that your content sounds off. This test will help you to check if you are doing a right job using AI for content, or if there is something you need to fix. Before we go into the solution and how to fix the robotic content, let's go over the authenticity test that I created for everyone to check how much their content screams I use ChatGPT. So I created this test, and I'm gonna add this file under this video so you can download it and check it yourself. It basically, there are statements that you need to rate from 1 to 5. 1 is never true and 5 is always true. And in the end, you need to add up your scores and check what you get. The main 4 subtopics that you need to be checking on is if your real experience is in the video. So if you include your lessons, your insights, your experience from working with your clients, or your experience from your job, whatever your content creating in, but it has to have your personal experience, your maybe contrarian beliefs, the something that goes against what everyone else is saying. It has to be here. The second part is if the content sounds like you. So if it sounds like how you talk to a friend, how you talk to clients, and you can understand that there are no words in the content that you would never say in real life. The next is what you need to check is that it goes beyond obvious advice. So please never post this basic generic like 5 tips how to eat healthy. Everyone can post that, and it's just so boring, so overused that whenever I see content like this, I just scroll by. And the last one, but not the least, if your content connects with your audience, you know what problems, you know what pain points your audience have, and your content talks to those problems, and it talks to them on the language of your audience. You answer the questions that your audience is asking you, whether directly or indirectly, and you just show through your content that you understand their situation. So just do this test, get the numbers, add them up, check how good you are in your authenticity score, and then if you score not in the green area, just check the rest of this file, because it shows the main mistakes why your content can sound like this. So how do you fix the content that fails the authenticity test? Here is the system that changed everything for me. It changed everything for people I work with. And this is what I proudly call my Aithentic Method. Phase 1, and one of the most important ones, and people skip it, and I just don't understand why, how in their brain it can be that they can skip this phase. But instead of starting with creating content and jumping to write some posts, you need to understand your audience. You need to understand who you're talking to. You need to understand who are the people that you want to have on your page, or who are the people that you want to buy your product, because you need to talk to them. If you talk to people on the language they don't understand, or about the things they're not interested in, then there is no point to create that content. I mean, unless you want to create just a personal blog and share your ideas there without any business behind it, then fine. But if you're building social media, if you're building marketing with the purpose of growing, selling your services, selling your products, you need to make sure that your target audience understands your content and they're interested in your content. So you need to explain to AI super niche details about your target audience. You need to explain not just women 30 to 35, but give all the little details. For example, recently when we were launching the new offer at my startup company, it was layoff professionals who've been laid off in the last 6 months, who live in states they're between 30 to 40. They probably have family around already, and their main problem is the whole stability just ruined. And they've been working in their jobs for so long, they are not even used to the new market. They don't know how to apply for jobs, they don't know what jobs they want to do, and they are in the immense sense of fear. And when AI understands your audience at this level, it can create generic content. Phase 2 is expertise extraction. You need to teach AI your vision about this world, and especially about this topic. Obviously you don't need to tell him philosophical thoughts you have at night. But if you're talking about marketing, share your stories, share your client wins, share what you have went through, what are your failures, what are your wins. What is maybe your contrarian belief that goes against what a lot of people are saying over there. The key is not to ask AI to create knowledge. And I know a lot of people are saying now you can generate everything with AI, but I'm personally very against it. I'm only using AI to amplify my knowledge and my experience. It basically just helps my voice to be heard on more platforms more often. But I am very against people who are thinking they can build the whole brand without knowing anything at all. So don't use AI to generate content from scratch. Give AI your point of view and then ask AI to work on that. And also ask how to create the content that is based on your experience and on the language of your target audience. And obviously, after you extracted your expertise, you also need to teach AI how you talk, but that's the easiest part, like literally to explain your writing style or the way you create videos. You can just upload the transcript to AI, tell it to analyze it properly to get your like DNA of your talking style, and then you can create content in your voice. And then phase 3, content multiplication. Content multiplication is when you reuse the same idea for different platforms, but which are written in the platform specific way. And I see a lot of people are struggling with like content creation because they think they got one idea, they created one post, done. No, it's not done. One idea is like one YouTube video, which then can be regenerated for shorts, then it can be rewritten for articles, emails, LinkedIn, threads, what else is there? Twitter, whatever you want. So you can reuse the same content, you just adjust it a little bit. And again, if you know how to make AI do that, then it all gets simultaneously done. Like it takes me probably a couple of minutes to first talk to AI about the idea that I want to create, and from that idea, AI will generate Instagram Reels for me, carousel, stories, email, threads, LinkedIn, I don't really do. And sometimes I also try to do YouTube videos. Obviously, like this whole system is so much more. There's so many details, but I know that it works because it works for me. It works for my clients. Like people come to me asking how I can help them to make their content bring the same results. I work in a startup. The founder of the startup is the Microsoft director, and she's saying that like literally what I can do with AI, a lot of people in Microsoft can't do. The system helped me to deliver the results for myself, for my company, and just feel like I'm living a life which I was meant to be. Like literally AI is my co-founder. Everything I do is done with AI. It's not only about marketing or business and everything. I plan my day, I plan my holidays, I plan what I'm gonna eat. I use it if I have any legal issues. Like I recently shared the story how AI saved me £2.5k. It's all about understanding how to work with AI. And the thing is, AI is developing so fast and everything is developing so fast that a lot of people who ignore AI right now, or who kind of like use very generic results from it, they're not going to be staying competitive in this world. There is very limited opportunity for you to learn how to use AI to make sure you stay afloat. It doesn't matter whether you're going to use it in your work, or you're going to build your side hustle, or you're going to build your business, or you're going to sell it like this knowledge to someone else as a service. You need to learn it now, because in 6 months time it's gonna be late. I'm gonna attach my authenticity test, which I showed in this video, under this video, so you can just take it and properly run it with your content. And also I'm gonna leave a link to my prompting workshop. This is literally my whole system packed into 2-hour workshop. It's my whole framework in terms of how I go through the steps that I shared in this video, how I get the deep analysis of my target audience, how I prompt AI, all the different prompting types, how I organize everything within ChatGPT, because you can get lost with all the chats. And this is the system I wish someone gave me when I started with AI. So I'm just gonna leave you the link for the waitlist if you're interested in. If not, just take the authenticity test, check your content, and let me know how it was. Don't let another month go by creating robotic content that just pushes your audience away, while your competitors are actually using AI to build the connections, bring results, bring sales. It's time to finally crack the code on AI and how you can use it for your purpose.